Hey!
Hey, welcome back to another episode of
Drop it.
Year.
Hear me out!
Ow.
Also embarrassing. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Hear Me Out. I feel like we've already had a lot of controversial takes and
Yep.
conversations.
For
So I
sure.
feel like we thought today would be a good day to just like introduce ourselves, you know?
Let's recap. Let's go to base one.
Let's circle back. No,
Yeah. Let's.
rewind, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go back and talk about ourselves and what CMNSU is a little
Yeah.
bit.
Because we are under CMNSU.
Yeah.
And if you notice, our Spotify is under the Communication Student Union.
Yeah.
So.
And this telephone is
Mm.
for CMNSU.
And this room.
Yeah, and Justin Trudeau over there.
He's the president. No. Prime Minister. Not president.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So we probably should have started the podcast with this episode, but
Yeah, but we thought that'd be boring for everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm kind of boring, actually.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
But it's good because we want to be different.
Yeah.
We don't want to be like any other podcast.
Yeah, if anything, we should have made our complete setup episodes, like 15 or whatever,
Yeah.
and then we should have done our introductory.
Mm.
Episode.
Right, that would have been even
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Maybe we won't even upload this next week.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, there you go.
Yeah, we'll just have it in the database.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys never know
what's coming?
what's coming. You never know when a podcast is filmed.
Yeah, real.
Like, we could be doing these episodes back to back.
Yeah, you would
Different
never know.
outfit. You wouldn't know.
We could have a whole closet back there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we have a whole crew.
Yeah, we have a whole crew.
Yeah.
Say hi. See? There you go. I don't know who let us do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Let's say you are younger than me, so maybe I could go first. But I joined CMNSU exactly a year ago almost. Yeah, but we are, so there's probably viewers that don't even know CMNSU, don't even know SFU, don't even know like where we are. But yeah, we're a school in, well, I guess technically Metro Vancouver.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
in British Columbia. So
Bitch, Columbia.
yeah, beautiful British
Oh,
Columbia.
yeah!
Yeah, so I was like born here.
Oh. Vancouver born,
Calgary raised.
having lived in Switzerland.
Yeah, and Japan.
Yeah.
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 So you call me Miss Worldwide. Yeah. But yeah, I joined CMNSU because I had a friend that was in CMNSU and she would just rave about it. Well, I guess not rave. She would just told me it was a really like good opportunity, and I think she only had good things to say about it, so I joined. And I think it was one of the best decisions I could have ever made because I made so many great friends, so many good connections. I definitely have more skills now. Like, probably got my co-op because of the skills that I learned through this club. And co-op is like basically like an internship. So yeah. I could probably talk about more of like myself, but I don't want to like take the mic too long. So
Yeah. You're all good. I mean,
Yeah.
my story will probably be shorter. I joined CMNSU almost 2 months ago now, hitting the 2-month mark. I've been friends with people who've been in CMNSU for a bit now, like Valentine and a couple other of our friends. But I only really officially joined a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really like being here. I mean, I pretty much know pretty much everybody in the club, so I feel like it was just really an easy transfer for me to move into here. But yeah.
You're basically part of the club already.
Yeah, I was always just there and I would give my feedback, which was unwarranted.
But it helped.
But it helped, you know? Yeah.
And you're like, at some point, they're like, oh, guys, why don't you just join?
Yeah, they were like, you're hired. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It's the most informal hiring process.
Yeah, and with the most underwhelming too, thanks to Alan.
But no, I think it just like happened naturally, and I think you just fit in right away.
Everything just goes
So
naturally. Yeah, that's what happened.
And what's the lyric of that? Baby.
One more time? No, that's Britney Spears, is it not?
Is that Ariana?
Oh.
Oh no, that's one last time.
Cause one last time. Isn't that Selena Gomez? No, that's Ariana Grande. Anyway, clearly
we don't know our artists.
We didn't know that.
But also, like, guys and I played like blind car karaoke, and guys didn't know any of the songs.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't know "Let It Go" by Frozen.
Yeah, well, you knew of the song, but some songs we played, and you were like, I don't know this.
And it
was like the most generic pop song. It was like. It was like they were just really easy songs. But...
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not Vancouver born, Calgary raised. You know, it's different for me. It's difficult for me out here.
But I think we also have a similarity where we both weren't in the communication major, like, to begin with. Like, technically, you don't have to be a communication major to join the club, but, like, obviously it does kind of help, and because it's, like, you know, related to your major. Like, all the events we hold are, like, to help people in communications, like, I guess, get the most out of their, like, degree. Yeah. So, yeah, like, when I first came to SFU, I was a psychology student. And then I was really unhappy. Like, I don't know why. Okay, you know why I chose psychology?
No, you unhappy as a psychology major.
I chose
just use the book on yourself. Like,
I chose psychology because I was that bitch with daddy issues, and I was like, I'm going to help like diagnose people, and I'm gonna help people with their trauma.
Okay, counselor.
And I wanted to be a counselor. Okay. But then I realized I'm gonna be ass as a counselor.
Yeah, we figured that out a couple of days ago.
Because, like, I don't know, people will come up to me with their concerns and I don't know how to, like, respond. So my first response is usually cry with them. Because I'm an empath. I'm a #empath. Yeah. So I cry really easily.
Yeah. Like, imagine you go to your therapist or counselor to, like, cry. And instead they start crying. And you start consoling them.
Like, that is me.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was fit for me. I was like, every time anyone tells me anything, like, emotional, I will start crying. Because I will feel for you. So I think I'd just be horrible as a therapist. Or other than that, there's a completely different side of me where I'll just be like, oh, get over it. And you don't want to hear that from your therapist.
No. Well, if my therapist said that to me, I'd be like, bitch, fuck you too.
I mean, like, why did I pay so much for you to just tell me to get over it?
Like, I could tell that to myself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I was just unhappy, and I was doing really bad in all my psychology classes. They were the only, like, classes I was getting C's in. The rest of my classes I were getting, like, maybe, like, B plus A. And I was just like...
These degrees.
I was just like, this is not doing it for me. And I had my friend over there. She was getting, like, really good scores during our in-class quizzes in psychology. And I was like, my confidence is just at an all-time low. So then I was like... You know what? I'm transferring majors. Like, I've heard of people that transferred majors, like, 3 times or so in their whole university career. So, like, I was like, it's normal. Yeah. Yeah. So, that's my story.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it was kind of the same, a little different. I started off as a BD major.
BD? What's BD?
What's BD? Business. Oh. So I was in business administration for, like... I would say like a ninth year, or like maybe like a couple, like a semester or two, like if I'm being realistic. Yeah. And I just could not get past accounting and maths. That I cannot.
I think we even touched on this a bit last time. Yeah.
I, for the life of me, cannot do 2 plus 2. You know, like 2 plus 2 is equal 6.
In your book, yeah.
In my book, yeah. So, I couldn't get past that, so I transferred into business communications, which was like a communications major, business minor.
Okay.
And even then, I could not get rid of maths or accounting because they were still required. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go and communicate. Yeah. So I went into communications, and I'm just here, honestly. Yeah. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm just here.
We're vibing.
Yeah.
A lot of us are just here because...
We're here.
I feel like it's kind of rare to see a communication major, like, straight up I know, raw, not raw, but
Not
like
raw dog.
raw dog it and like
Yeah.
apply directly to communications. I
Yeah.
feel like there's always something that happens where like people just end up here.
Yeah. Or I feel like there are
Yeah.
people who like have their mindset at communications, which is like
Mhm.
great for you. Like I wish that was the case for me.
Yeah,
Like, but
100%. I wouldn't have wasted that money on like psych.
right? Like I wouldn't have done accounting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I know there's like a lot of people who like fall into communications
Yeah.
more often than like
Yeah.
move into it, you know?
I think that's the beauty of it too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's this like hidden gem. Like I wouldn't have ever known of like this student union specifically without like having joined the major and like making those connections. And I think being part of this club also gave me a bit of confidence. And like we often talk about the classes that we take together, and I feel like I just get smarter in a way too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like it's like all the trauma built up from all the other courses you took
Yup.
that you just like push into communications.
Real.
Because some of y'all, I'll be reading your essays and yeah. Does nobody hear you at home? Like,
Giving psychology a little bit.
yeah, maybe you should go to psych.
But yeah, no, I like also maybe I should tell the story of like me not even choosing SFU as like my first choice. Was SFU your first choice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I like at first. Did you go here immediately after like high school, or did you take a rest or anything like that?
I went immediately after my high school, but
Okay.
I went through FIC.
Oh,
For those of you who
FIC.
don't know what FIC is, it's college under SFU. Like it's on Burnaby Mountain as well, and it's like for international students. That's what I'm leave it at. Thank you. Thank you.
Period. But like, is it mandatory you have to go there?
Not realistically.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
lot of them. Oh my god, this is something we can go over the whole other day.
Okay.
But they kind of forcefully get you in there
Okay.
because that's how they make money.
Tea.
But
But
you didn't hear me say that.
okay.
But yeah, not mandatory for all. I realistically didn't need it, but I did go through it. But there are certain people who would want to go through that in the case that they don't have like English proficiency or they didn't finish high school back home. You know, people like them.
Okay. I love that. I never even knew about FIC till I think I met you.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
on Burnaby campus. It's just towards the south, so it's like kind of hidden.
I didn't even know we
Yeah.
had that on here.
Yeah, like you can pass by it and you wouldn't even know it was there.
Yeah, like even like Burnaby Mountain like Park.
Yeah.
Like that's such like a hidden gem. Like low-key, like I used to live on like the dorms here, like the residents, and like I went there like once when I was living there for maybe like a whole year. But like people travel to go to that park.
Yeah.
Like, from like all over Metro Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's like it's a really nice viewpoint. It's great for like maybe like picnics and whatnot.
Yeah, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and some
And some late night action.
yeah, late night action in the car.
Yeah. But I literally never would have gone there if I wasn't like, I don't know, if I wasn't living here.
Yeah.
But also when you live here, you just don't even go there that much.
No, you
right?
don't. Like you take it for granted.
Yeah, you do.
Like every single time I come up on this campus, which I don't really that often.
Yeah.
I like try to take my friends over there because like it is really pretty.
It
It's like
is.
really chill. You can hit the za if you wanna.
Look at the sunset
Yeah, look at the sunset.
or the sunrise. I don't know when you're there.
Yeah.
Also, there's like bears and stuff. Like this is like a national like park, you know?
Yeah, it's basically a park. Like you will see bears like walk across campus.
Yeah.
Like you're
across campus.
you're trying to go to the AQ. You're gonna see 20 bears. No, I'm joking. You're
See
not.
a lot of raccoons.
Yeah, you do see a lot of raccoons, and
Yeah.
you do every now and then see the koi fish pond. Where-
What happened to the koi fish? At some point, they disappear.
See, here's my theory.
Okay.
They freeze the fish in there.
Okay. Also, if for people who don't know, it's like this like square. You're talking about this the convocation.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
It's
AQ
like
pond.
It's like an HU pond. It's like in the middle of our campus, and like it's in the shape of a square. And there's like a pathway that goes across the square, and then you can like cross it, and then the rest of the square like it's filled with water, and then there's occasionally koi fish in there. And we say occasionally because sometimes they just disappear.
They just go.
Yeah.
And like this is my dumb theory that they just like freeze the fish.
Like when they're in there.
Yeah, because like it's really cold in Vancouver most of the time, so like if the water starts freezing, where the fish go?
Are they dying in there?
I don't know. I bet they just take them out and then they like bring them back in another day. But I would like to think that
Like, when do they ever take them out? Like,
probably
has
like in the
anyone
middle of the
ever-
night at 3 a.m.
Has anyone ever documented someone taking the koi fish out?
No, I have seen people who this one time this guy I
Uh-huh.
was walking by, this guy dropped his AirPod in the pond and jumped into the pond.
No way!
He was like drowning because like it seems like a shallow pond, but it's not that shallow. And like he wasn't drowning, but like somebody had to go jump in to get him up.
When was this?
It was like last year or something.
No.
And then they had to take him out, and he was like fully wet, and he was just laying on the
Are
ground.
you witnessing that?
Yeah, I don't even think he found his AirPod.
No.
Yeah.
Poor man.
And I know some people ice skate on that
Oh.
pond when it gets like ice.
Yeah. That's insane. No,
Yeah.
you know how like I sometimes think of like wanting to jump in there and see like how deep the water
Like what's
is.
up? Like
Yeah.
sometimes the water is really murky.
It
Like it'd
most
be
of the time.
yeah, nasty.
Mm-hmm. Also, you know, like that pond near like Cornerstone, like University, like that fountain thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to just like put my
Jump
feet in
out?
the water.
Yeah.
Like that water, it's mostly clean usually,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah,
And like the one that's next to the Convocation Mall,
yeah, yeah.
the one that's in between like WMC and Convocation Mall,
Mm.
like I've seen people actually swim in there with their shorts on.
Oh.
And I was like, oh,
That's interesting.
nasty.
No, because people sometimes like they think like SFU like our campus is like ugly, like comparing it to like UBC and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I feel like it's generally pretty. Like it has like its hidden like spots.
Yeah, like-
it's on a mountain and it's like really pretty. Like sometimes when I'm studying by like West Mall, like you know, like the BD Lounge there, and you can like see the mountains really clearly,
Yeah.
and it's like really nice.
Yeah. Even from here,
Mhm.
like it's all green. Like when I used to
Yeah.
live in residences, my room had a really nice view.
Really.
It had a really nice view. But yeah, like it depends on people. I
Mhm.
know that SFU's social life is not all that.
Yeah,
Like I know people say we don't have one. We do,
me too.
but it's not. It's not
Yeah.
comparable to UBC. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But it's just like it's not that like it's non-existent. Like it's
Yeah.
still a pretty big university.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe the second best top one in like BC, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure the story of SFU is that they founded it and like made it because like they needed more people like to like move to a new university because UBC
Mm.
was like getting too full or something like
Yeah.
that. So yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, as if he's architect as well, that reminds me, like the person
Uh-huh.
who made it. I don't know. People keep saying like he designed prisons and whatever. Like, okay, whatever.
Oh, is that the actual story?
I don't know if that's the actual story. I
Like
don't even know if
fact
that guy...
or cap?
Fact. Oh, that's our next episode.
Oh,
Fact or cap?
Fact or cap. But yeah, is it really?
I don't know if it is, but I do know his idea behind like the AQ was like he kind of wanted to make it a little confusing, so people could talk to one another to figure stuff out.
Oh, like to like social?
Yeah, to socialize, and I feel like that's even like that's a bigger lie than just saying that he was like a prison architect.
Yeah.
Who
Who is this
knows?
man?
I
Do you
don't know who
remember?
this man is.
Oh.
No idea.
We'll search him up.
Yeah,
SFU.
it's actually Simon Fraser himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Per.
Mm-hmm.
What is Simon Fraser like the? Isn't Fraser River also like named after him? Or-
Yeah, Fraser. Yeah,
Right.
I actually don't know. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know all that.
I don't know the history. I don't know my facts.
Yeah, all I know is
Yeah.
there was a gold rush.
Like Temple Run.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that was a gold rush.
I don't know what the gold rush was.
Like
I think.
mining.
Yeah, like when they found a lot of gold in the Fraser River.
Oh.
I could be so wrong.
Where are you getting these facts from?
I took 2 history classes and
Oh.
got my A's in them, but
I could care less about history, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes I'm like, why do we care about what happened in the past? Like, why are we learning about old people?
Yeah, I know. Like, if there's
Maybe
like
I'm
an
ignorant.
importance, a little bit. I feel like if there's like an importance to the topic, like it's talking about like racism and like
yeah, then
you know,
it's like
stuff
important
that.
to
Then
acknowledge.
it's like because you understand where it roots from.
Yeah. But like
Um,
a river, like, and like, I don't even know.
yeah.
I just don't really care. But yeah, I guess you know that saying where it's like, oh, you have to learn about the history to really understand the present or something
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
Like the tree was there in
I
the
don't
past.
care about like the currency in the past. All I know is that I got my Apple Pay right now.
I don't know. I can go like.
Yeah, I need to pay with like some gold coins. Like.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't like history. I don't like history. I don't like social studies. Like I don't know anything about politics, but you already knew that. Yeah. I just like little toys like this one.
I just like George Orwell.
George Orwell.
George Orwell.
New book by George Orwell. This is probably not new.
It is not new.
It's not new.
And it's like this was like a required reading and movie watching for one of the English introductory courses.
Was it actually?
Yeah, for me, I had to do it. And like I was like, oh,
was it good?
No. It was like so depressing. But apparently some people said that like the book was written in better detail and it was like you could picture everything better and the movie was just like there.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't like either the book or the movie because I don't like dystopia.
Yeah.
But
oh my god, you know how like okay, I recently was thinking about this. This is so not in the topic, but you know how like challengers, they're like, oh, you have to watch the movie like 3 times to really get it. Like, to what extent is that like true? You know what I mean? Because I feel like okay, maybe 2 times, yeah, you'll really like see things that maybe you didn't notice the first time. But I feel like 3 times is like a bit excessive.
You know what? For Challengers itself, like I didn't even want to watch that movie to begin with.
I know, yeah.
And then I watched it and I really liked it.
But why did you really like it? The men?
No. I feel like the storyline was interesting. Like it was different in that sense. It was different. Like they were able to like incorporate like a sport in like a love triangle. And like whatever Zendaya was doing, you know, it was like interesting to see. And then the fact that like people say you have to watch it 3 times to see whose side you're on makes it even more interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like you kind of see things that you didn't really notice the first or second time. And you're like, apparently people were saying like, oh, like the pieces really like come together the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Apparently there's something to do with like the background music that you like hear. And then like apparently it's not even like Art's kid.
Yeah. And apparently like Patrick is like rich. His parents are rich, but like he's acting like he's not. A bum. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of things.
But it's just so like, I don't know. Maybe it could be like a marketing ploy, like Zendaya being like, oh, you have to watch it 3 times maybe because the ticket sales are not doing that well.
I feel like it's a good movie.
I feel like it's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. If as a comms major, like.
As a comms major.
And a communications major.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody can write an essay on this too. I don't know what the topic would be, but like.
You could write an essay about a lot of movies. Yeah. And like that's the thing about comms is like you could just yap about anything. And you can like be like, oh, this is so like dystopian. This is so like critical. Like this is the issue with this.
Yeah, like if
this movie.
Yeah, like if nobody hears you out in general. Yeah. Your paper will listen to you. Yeah. Yeah. Your professor will unfortunately have to mark that.
Your professor will hear you out.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're getting a degree. So. Yeah. To me, that's a win-win. You know.
Please get degrees.
Please get degrees.
I'm happy. I'm happy with like how my life is going, and I was like, I don't know. I'm just happy I joined communications because, you know, before we got into this topic, because I asked guys if he took a gap year or anything, but guys went straight into school. I didn't. I took a gap year. I worked like full time because I really was just trying to figure myself out. I was like, who am I? Like, what do I want to do? And the thing is, like, I grew up in Calgary, so like kind of everyone knows everyone. And there's only really 2 big universities there as well. There's one called University of Calgary, and then there's one called like Mount Royal. I feel like, everyone you know will most likely go to University of Calgary, and I was just like, I don't want to be stuck with people that I know and that I've grown up with. Like, I want a new environment. I want a change of things. I want a change of pace. So, I was like, oh, I like Vancouver. Like, I'm always here anyway, like, with my family. I will just, like, come here and live here and study here. And, Yeah, I mean, I know what the thing with Vancouver is that it gets like a bad rep for being like very like cliquey,
Mm.
and people aren't too friendly over here because it's
Mhm.
like, like West Coast vibe. Everyone kind of keeps to themselves,
Like nonchalant.
nonchalant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I was just fortunate enough to like find a group of people that I really resonated with, and like I'm proud to say that like I have really good friends right now, and yeah, I don't know. How's your experience at Vancouver? Like when you first came, you're like,
I thought like people were chill. Like
yeah.
I got along with pretty much everybody I did meet for the
Hmm.
most part. So like I thought it was all nice, but I do know that a
Yeah.
lot of people talk about how like Vancouver has like people who are just like in their own game, like they're in their
Oh
own
yeah.
zone.
They like don't want to let anyone in.
Yeah, they don't want to socialize like that.
Hmm.
And like a lot of people say like the people have like friend groups that came from like high school and they stick to
And yeah,
those
yeah,
and stuff like that. But it's honestly it's really like if you do want to make friends, you're gonna find them.
yeah,
You know?
100%.
Like you're gonna go and socialize and like you're gonna go say and talk to people. Like Val, for
Hmm.
example, even though like I know her from other friends,
Hmm.
like we were still in a tutorial together.
Yeah,
And that's where we really started talking. And then even my other friends who are in CMNSU, I was
yeah.
in classes with them.
Hmm.
And that's where we became friends from. So it's like, you just gotta put yourself out there. And if people like your vibe,
Yeah. Like you don't have to forcefully, I don't know, put yourself in friend groups with people that you don't really vibe with. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
they
Like you
just for
will
yeah.
find people that like get you, and I think you obviously have to make an effort. Like you can't just like expect people to like gravitate towards you. Like obviously you have to like do some talking, like
Yeah.
hello,
Yeah.
do some communicating. Yeah, especially when I lived in residences, because we both lived in the dorms here. um I think for me, like a lot of my interactions happened in like the dining hall. Like you just gotta end up talking to people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
like a lot of people will like do stuff, like somebody will throw a party or like people
yeah.
will try to go to the frat and it's like you're like, oh my god, me too. And then you
Yeah.
want to go there, you know? And it's like when you see people so often, you're just like, okay,
Yeah,
you know?
it just kind of happens, and then they'll usually introduce you to like the people they know,
Yeah.
and then
It just goes on from there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly really enjoyed my time in residences. Like it was fun because we could like walk up to people's dorms and like knock on their door on their birthdays and whatnot. Like as
Yeah.
soon as midnight hit, and we just like sing to them, or like there's these common rooms that you could just chill in with your friends and like study. And although I didn't really enjoy like the bathrooms and whatever, like the kitchens. Oh,
The bathrooms were hell, and the
yeah.
kitchens were like,
Ugh.
if I was in the dining hall, I was like, I'm not touching the kitchen. Like, give me any reason to not go to that kitchen.
Why though?
Like, people, first of all, if it's a shared kitchen, why is your dish sponge there? Like, why is your
Also,
ran through
people would
raggedy?
use your dish sponge
And people will use it then.
or
And
your
it's-
dish soap.
Or your dish soap. And it's like, how are you okay with that?
Yeah.
And this other time, I saw this one guy brushing his teeth in the kitchen communal sink. Excuse
There
me.
is a fucking one.
There's a whole washroom. There's 5 in each wing. Tell me why you're in there brushing your teeth when there's people sitting around eating their food in the communal
That is
area.
crazy.
Like, that was actually vile. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
But, yeah. That's why I just
Yeah.
had a bad reputation with kitchens. Like, I know some people
Yeah.
actually really use them. Like, they want to cook for it and all that. Like, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I also know people who just leave their pots and pans there.
Oh my
Or, like,
god,
if there's,
yeah.
like, a fridge, they'll just leave, like, whatever in there. Like, they'll leave a whole cake in there.
Yeah.
And it's like,
This is not your fridge.
this is not your fridge like
Yeah.
that. Like, this is kind of not why that fridge is here.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like when you live in residences and like dorms, like you just kind of realize how people around you have like no manners.
Yeah.
and,
Oh my
like,
god.
no-
Washrooms tell you all that.
Oh, like the amount of like, I don't know, mess you just see, like the hair, like the, I don't know, paper towels everywhere, like.
It's like, genuinely, how did you live back home? Yeah. How? No, like, I need to know. Like, did they, like, never let you go to the washroom? Like,
Yeah.
I like, you look at it and you're
Uh-huh.
like,
I would generally feel like uncomfortable, like showering, like.
yeah, because it's like, imagine like a whole cockroach comes out because it came out of somebody's room.
Oh. Because you don't know, these people probably don't even clean. A lot of these people don't vacuum.
Like, don't even clean their rooms. Like, it's like you go into the washroom for like,
Uh-huh.
what, 10 minutes? and you mess it up. Imagine being in that room like 24 hours.
Oh.
Imagine the state of that.
Yeah, and then I don't know why, but sometimes like people in the kitchen, like they wouldn't really like fully clean up after themselves, so you just see like stuff in the sink, like like food waste and whatnot. And I'd be like, what? I just want to wash my dish. Like, I don't know.
And like sometimes it's like so evident if somebody takes care of themselves in their room because you go pass by and they'll be like, oh, it smells nice and stuff like that, and you'll pass by somebody else's room and you're like, God, like did somebody shit in there? Yeah, like did somebody
so a body is decomposing in there.
Like what happened?
Yeah, residences are fun, but also like not.
Yeah, there's like a good and bad. You know? Like the fire alarms were not up.
Oh, like, tell me why I was waking up at like 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Like you don't gotta
like no preparation. You just like you're like half dead. Like
you're all just like standing outside.
Yeah,
just like waiting for the fire department to come.
It's so cold. Like. Yeah, I don't know why they did it at the most awkward time.
Oh, because people just want to smoke.
Oh my god, sometimes I remember like maybe twice I didn't even go out. I just stayed in my room.
No. Yeah. At one point, like when the building, like for me, for example, like when the building, like when everybody moved in first, like for the first 3 times, everybody would go out. After that, nobody started going out. Exactly. Everybody was like, you know what? I just know it's not a fire.
Yeah, and I would like talk to my like I guess a senior friend. She was like already like living in dorms for a bit, so I was like, hey, like, are you outside right now? Because a fire alarm is going off, and then she just sent me like a snap of her in her room. Like she's like, I'm not going out. I was like, oh, if that's an option, tell me.
Yeah,
I would have done that ages ago. Like,
tis an option.
Tis an option, and I took it.
Yeah. Like there's goods and bads, but it's like that's a really good place to like socialize and make friends.
Oh yeah, like I think without those connections I made in my first year here, like living in dorms, I think that was a vital part of me making a lot of my friends, and I think from then on it just becomes easier. But I know it's hard, especially for someone maybe like moving here and like maybe transferring at another time, not even living in dorms. Like I feel like these instances maybe make it harder to socialize and make friends. Yeah. There's
a lot to talk about SFU and like social life and like Vancouver.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I know like we just wanted to like touch a little bit on the topic.
I think we did.
We touched a lot actually for like one episode.
I know, right? We talked about a lot of things. I hope you guys got to know a little bit more about us.
Like if you have any questions, we're like sometimes happy to answer. Not always.
Depending on the question.
Depending on the mood.
We are always available to like answer questions on the official CMNSU like social media platforms. So we have our Instagram DMs open, TikTok DMs.
If you want to hit us up there.
If you want any podcast topics to, for us to talk about.
Yeah, and if you have like any inquiries about the club or like overall organization, like you can always email us as well.
Yeah.
And like somebody will get back to you for that too.
We're also hiring.
Yeah, we're also hiring, so we'd like to point that out. There's certain applications that are open. If you go to our website and go to the hiring page,
you should be able to apply really easily.
You should be able to apply. You'll see all the positions that are available. We hire pretty much like every year, if not almost every semester, like a position or two.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun team.
It's a fun team. You could be on the podcast with us.
Yeah. You'll meet us.
Yeah.
You'll meet us.
Wow. Like celebrities or something. I mean, Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
In the flesh.
You'll meet him.
You'll meet George Orwell.
You'll meet George Orwell.
Yeah. He's doing a signing.
Yeah. And then
Isn't the man like that at this point? We don't know.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we could end this episode here. Hopefully we'll have a guest soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We've just like started rallying up our people.
Yeah.
And be like, get in here.
Yeah, we're trying to get them to join. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week or something.
Yeah. And if you have like any suggestions on what you want to see or get talked about in the coming episodes, we're like,
Comments are also open on like YouTube.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
We're, you know. What was I to fight?
With Drake.
With Drake. Drake and Kendrick.
That's the outro for this episode.
Anita Maxine.
Okay. Oh, maybe you can do the final clap.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And I'll see you guys.
Bye.